Hello and welcome to Tiny Short Stories. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The Vanished Vote. In the quaint little town of Maplewood, where the tallest structure was the old oak in the square and the most thrilling event was the yearly pie contest, the mayoral election stood in unusual buzz. The sun dipped low, painting the sky with hues of orange and gold as voters shuffled into the polling station. Holly Arnold, an 18-year-old with a mind as sharp as a tack, stood proudly by the entrance, her volunteer badge gleaming faintly in the fading light. Known around town for her uncanny ability to spot what others overlooked, she felt a quiet thrill being part of this democratic ritual. Mr. Thompson, the election official, was as much a staple of Maplewood as the cobblestone streets. Dressed in his signature press suit, he moved with calm authority, overseeing the process with a gentle smile. Everyone trusted him after all, he'd been counting ballots fairly for decades. The day hummed along smoothly under his watch. Holly handed out pencils, answered questions, and kept an eye on the bustling crowd. But as twilight settled and the polls closed, an eerie stillness replaced the chatter. "Where's Mr. Thompson?" a voice shouted. "The ballot boxes, they're gone." People darted around, searching corners and calling out. Holly's pulse quickened. She wove through the frantic townsfolk, her eyes darting over every detail. That's when she noticed it, a back window of the election office smashed open, its jagged edges catching the moonlight. This wasn't a mistake. Someone had planned this. Officer Davis, Maplewood's lone police chief, arrived with a furrowed brow. "Folks, stay calm," he urged. But Holly saw the strain in his eyes. A small-town force wasn't equipped for a mystery this big. She slipped outside to the broken window. In the soft mud below, a footprint stood out too wide for Mr. Thompson's narrow shoes. Then a scrap of paper fluttered nearby. She snatched it up. Scrawled in messy ink were the words "Midnight" and "Old Mill." Her mind raced. A lead? She had to follow it. Holly marched back to Officer Davis, holding out the paper. "Look, then there's a footprint out there. I think they are taking Mr. Thompson to the Old Mill at midnight," he sighed. "Oh, Holly, I know you mean well, but this is police work. Go home." The Old Mill, abandoned, crumbling, and tucked away on the town's edge, was the perfect hideout. If she could get there, she might save Mr. Thompson and the election. Under a starless sky, Holly crept toward the mill, the air thick with damp rot. Shadows danced in the corners of her vision. Every creak made her freeze, every rustle set her nerves on edge. She ducked behind a stack of moldy crates just as two figures emerged from the darkness, dragging a bound Mr. Thompson between them. "Keep him quiet," one snarled. "No one's finding him here." Holly held her breath. The other man smirked. "Mr. Smith will have this wrapped up soon. New ballots are ready. The election's ours. What about Thompson?" "He's got no choice. We've got leverage." Holly's mind whirred. What could they have on Mr. Thompson? She needed to hear more, but the men moved deeper into the mill, out of earshot. She slipped away, her sneakers silent on the grass, and bolted to the police station. Bursting in, she found Officer Davis hunched over a map. "I saw them. At the Old Mill, they've got Mr. Thompson, and they are swapping the ballots for Mr. Smith." He straightened. "You went alone, Holly. That's dangerous, I know. But they said something about leverage. I think he's being blackmailed." "Blackmail? That's a twist. We need to move fast. We can rescue him and trap Mr. Smith, but we have to know what they are holding over Mr. Thompson." The next morning, with Mrs. Thompson's teary-eyed permission, Holly sat at Mr. Thompson's desk. One thread stood out short, menacing messages: "Help us, or we spill your secret. The embezzlement, we've got proof." Her stomach dropped. Years ago, Mr. Thompson had taken money from the town fund, a desperate act he'd since repaid in secret. They were using his guilt to force his hand. She turned to Officer Davis. "That's it. They're blackmailing him over a past mistake. If we free him from that threat, he'll turn on them. Let's plan this right together." The police would storm the mill to free Mr. Thompson, while Holly planted a recorder to catch Mr. Smith's confession. Time was ticking. The election results were due by dawn, or the whole process would unravel. That evening, Holly crouched in the mill shadows, her heart hammering as she set up her phone's recorder. The police waited outside, ready to strike. Then Mr. Smith swaggered in, his polished shoes absurd against the grimy floor. Everything set. Yes, sir. The fake ballots are prepped. Then Thompson, under control. He knows what's at stake. Holly's blood boiled. The recorder hummed silently. Then chaos. Officer Davis and his team crashed through the doors. The hands up. Mr. Smith spun, bolting for an exit, but a deputy tackled him. Mr. Thompson, untied and trembling, met Holly's gaze with gratitude. Back at the station, Holly played the recording. Mr. Smith's smug voice filled the room, admitting everything: kidnapping, fraud, blackmail. It was airtight. Days later, Maplewood buzzed with relief. Mr. Smith and his crew faced justice, the real ballots were counted, and MS. Johnson won fair and square. At a town ceremony, Holly stood awkwardly on a makeshift stage, a medal pinned to her jacket. The crowd cheered, but she just smiled, her mind already spinning with new puzzles. This wasn't just a win. It was a beginning. Detective work, she decided, might just be her calling. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like, and even better, like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope you have had or have a great day.